Hi guys, and welcome back to another video of Southwest Chemicals and Trains. You join me here on my PC. We're going to be talking about HS2 and the rail plan and what will be happening. So, imagine a future where London to Manchester just takes an hour. Sounds like science fiction. Not anymore. We're diving into England's most deepest high-speed rail revolution, uncovering how these incredible lines are not just speeding up travel, but fundamentally reshaping the future of how we connect across the country. Get ready to see the tracks of tomorrow. Benefit-oriented hook. Tired of slow congested journeys across England? What if I told you the answer is already being built? Discover how high-speed rail isn't just about fast trains, but about unlocking unpredicted economic growth, connecting communities, and creating a truly modern Britain. Now, this is more than just transportation. It's the future of riding ahead of schedule. The UK's iconic rail network is undergoing its most radical transformation in a century. Forget everything you thought you know about England's train travel. We're revealing the untold story of high-speed lines, exploring the astonishing engineering feats and the incredible impact these new arteries will have on everyday life travel and business across the nation. The Echoes of Steam, a brief history. The Romantic era of British steam and its foundational role in connecting the nation. Early electrification and the challenges on delegating new technologies into an old network. The critical need for modern sensation that paved the way for high-speed emissions. A deep dive into the vision behind HS2 and its proposed network connecting major cities. Examining the key arguments for its economic benefits, capacity belief, and environmental impact. Addressing the conservatory's cost overruns, environmental concerns, and community opposition. Beyond HS2, regional connectivity and future plans. Exploring other HS2 rail projects and proposals across England like Northern Powerhouse Rail. The strategic importance of linking major economic hubs outside of London. How these regional lines aim to boost local economies and reduce internal travel times. Engineering marvels building tomorrow's lines. The incredible feat of engineering required to construct modern high-speed lines in a varied terrain, innovation in track design, tunnel boring, and station architecture. The integration of smart technologies for safety, efficiency, and passenger experience. The future on tracks, a transformed nation. Visualizing the daily impact of high-speed rail on business, tourism, and daily commutes in 2035. The potential for reduced carbon emissions and shift away from short-haul flights. England's position as a leader in sustainable effect rail travel on the global stage. Germany, France, and other railways in the countries have modern high-speed trains. The UK has high-speed trains, which are seen as example as the Eurostar. Now, the Eurostar will be having new double-decker trains. This will be for years to hopefully come as following of the HS2 plan. HS2 trains will hopefully be imported from different countries and will run just like the ice trains which run in other countries such as Germany, France, and other countries to come. HS2 should hopefully be able to run the whole entire bit of the UK in just faster speeds than the Southeastern train. The Southeastern Class 395 Javelin trains have a max speed of 100 miles per hour. This HS2 train should hopefully have the max speeds of 230 miles per hour, according to Google standards. This train will hopefully be able to go to Crewe, Birmingham, Edinburgh, and other places to go in the UK, following like Bristol, Penzance, and Wales. Following this will take a lot of years to come and a lot of infrastructure and building. Now, High Speed 2 is a massive rail plan, which is confirmed, of course, and for other branch lines to come. Sorry about that, I overstepped my voice there. For other branch lines to come, High Speed 2 still waits its working. The intriguing question. Imagine a project so massive, so ambitious, it was supposed to align British travel. Now imagine that same project, High Speed 2, is 100 billion over budget and years behind schedule. What really went wrong? Was it poor planning? Unforeseen obstacles? Or something far more complex that led to this monumental delay? The relatable problem. Remember when High Speed 2 was promised as a high-speed revolution? Fast forward to October 2025, and it becomes a symbol of eye-watering delays and escalating costs. You've heard the headlines, but do you want to know the real story behind that 100 billion overspend? Well, get ready to understand the hidden complexes and challenges that turn into a dream project into a nightmare. Imagine High Speed 2 like this. Imagine pouring 100 billion into a project only to see it constantly delayed. That is the reality of High Speed 2 right now, directly impacting the UK economy and potentially your wallet. We're breaking down the complex factors contributing to the colossal delay, making sense of the baffling numbers, and revealing the current state of this monumental undertaking that continues to dominate headlines. There is no sorted of place to start when trying to make sense of what went wrong for High Speed 2, and how around for twice around the original budget we're getting half the line that was planned. One starting place is the name itself is High Speed 2. Nobody wants a slow railway, but was it ever wise to build a super fast one? High Speed 2's journey began in the 1980s. Rail experts looked across the channel at France's new high-speed TGV network and dreamed of a similar service here. The TGV trains, swishing through the French countryside at under just 200 miles per hour, were in stark contrast to the UK's creaking rolling stock, while the Eurostar services have a max speed for their high-speed one line of 186 miles per hour, which is nowhere near to 200 miles per hour. Though it is close to being 200 miles per hour, it is not 200 miles per hour. High Speed 2 were promised gleaming new trains racing between English cities at even faster speed. A government-commissioned study in 2006 had concluded Britain needed greater rail capacity. Launching its report, Sir Lord Edmonton said, "My first recommendation to government is to improve the capacity and the performance of the existing transport network." He was lukewarm on speed. High Speed 2 did not bring increased capacity, but as the name demonstrates, it was clearly sold on speed. A few weeks before Gordon Brown's Labour government left office in May 2010, they made the case for high-speed rail to MPs. They said of building confidential rail line to address capacity issues, which also was a launch as much as building a high-speed line. Little did they know, Andrew Gilligan was the transport advisor to Boris Johnson and Rishi Sunak, and a critic of High Speed 2. Unlike Spain, or France, or Germany, all the main cities of England are within 200 miles of all the others apart from Newcastle, he says. The extra time you have simply isn't worth the enormous extra expense of building it, but speed helped attract politicians to it with the most promise of a super quick connection between London and Birmingham. With trains racing further north to Leeds and Manchester, London to Manchester would just take over an hour instead of just over 2. Though following this, we have Avanti West Coast and London North Western Railway, which will do, obviously, the Milton Keynes services, while Avanti West Coast can do the London Euston Edinburgh route, which calls all the stations it can except Manchester. So, ideally, I don't really know why we have High Speed 2. People can wait for these rail connections, they have to get up at earlier times. So the whole entire concept of High Speed 2 was worthless and will probably never ever be ran. £100 billion event that was going to change Britain's railway has failed. Thank you for watching South West Level Costs and Trains. Have a good day.